Hey everybody, welcome back to Rant with Ryan. This is the insurance video like I promised everybody that everybody's waiting on. So I brought my friend Mike in tonight. He's the guy I told you about that's having some issues that we're going to discuss tonight. So as far as insurance companies go, everybody knows that the normal process for an insurance company is something like, you know, you get in a car accident, you hit a deer or whatever, they cover you. Or your premiums go up, or or they don't cover you at all. You're just stuck with a broke ass car. That happens. So Mike here has some stuff going on with his car. He has a hole in his exhaust and he wants his insurance companies to pay for it. So today we're going to talk about whether or not we think the insurance companies should cover stuff like that.
Absolutely. My concern is that corporations just get away with doing nothing all the time,
Right.
all in the name of profit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to reverse this.
Yes. So what do you think should be a good way for an insurance company to cover stuff like what's going on with your car?
Well, when I was growing up, I learned that insurance companies covered everything but consumables.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm finding that insurance companies don't cover anything. They say that they cover a major accident.
Yeah.
I don't have any experience with that, and maybe other people do. But I do know as a single person
Mm-hmm.
that tries to make a living every day,
Mm-hmm.
I have a perfectly good, clean driving record.
Mm-hmm.
I have never missed a car payment. I've never missed an insurance payment, except for the one with Progressive that I mentioned before.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to know, I could talk to them about that. Insurance companies will not cover anything.
Right.
Now, granted, at one point, a person dropped a tire down a second-story stairwell and smashed the back of my car. Insurance took care of that, but only because the same insurance company was for both cars.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to see an outside insurance company take care of another insurance company's insurance problem.
Right.
That is something I don't have any experience with.
Right.
So,
Now, most people might say when they hear us talking about this, the one answer a lot of people will give is, well, why don't you just get an extended warranty?
yeah.
Well, the issue with an extended warranty is, a lot of times when you buy a new car or a used car, most dealers do give you an extended warranty. Now, when that warranty runs out, or in your case, it ran out in 2 years versus when it should have been 5 years.
Right.
Now, sometimes you can't afford to get a new warranty. Sometimes you're financially in a pickle, and
Which is my situation now.
right, and you can't afford that warranty. But you also can't afford a huge repair on your car either.
Nope.
So it comes down to, okay, we pay these insurance companies. Now, things on your car that are very expensive are things like your whole exhaust system, your catalytic converter, your resonator.
I firmly believe that's a mechanical failure.
Yeah, and besides, the catalytic converter and the resonator are part of emissions for cars.
Mm-hmm.
New York State and California, several states have really strict emissions laws.
Right.
You-
That's not a consumer item.
Right.
That is a mechanical failure.
Right.
And it's also, because it's a requirement in New York State emissions, that should give even more principle why an insurance company should cover it.
Right, and another thing too is, we get holes in our body panels and our exhaust systems
Because of the salt on the road.
the salt on the road. Now, obviously, we need to have safe roads to drive on, so obviously we need salt on our roads in the
Well,
wintertime.
in North Dakota, they use sand.
Okay, so some
It
places.
creates a big mess. Cars get dirty, but it doesn't rot the underside of the carriage.
Right. So now, what some companies have done, and again, this is probably about money or not. We haven't
Generally, all failures are.
right, but we haven't interviewed anybody about it. But there's companies out there that will undercoat the bottom of your car.
Right. And I had that done when I got the car.
Yeah.
And the company was called Z-Bar.
Right. Z-Bart's a very good company.
Right.
Right.
I don't understand how the underside covering of my car cost $2,500 when I saw the receipt when they delivered the car back to me after I'd gotten it and all that. And I looked at it, I said, $2,500 to undercover this car? And he says, yes, that's normal. And I said, how long is this good for? And he said, it's good for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
After a year, you have to have it redone.
Right.
Well, knowing that I live paycheck to paycheck, making more money than most people that I work with, obviously I can't afford it. They can't afford it.
Right.
Why shouldn't that be covered by insurance? I mean, $2,500 is a lot of money to save up just to get your underside of your car done every year.
Unless you do it on tax time of every year. So the problem becomes, insurance companies already supposedly cover a lot of things. I'll say supposedly because I know people, you've experienced it, where they don't always cover things, you know. Like I like me and my friend Lewis went down Ridge Road the other day, and there was a car driving down the road that should have been in the junkyard, but it was driving down the road.
Sure.
We don't know why. There's a couple reasons why. One, the person just didn't want to fix the car. Or two, the insurance company wanted to total the car and not give him enough money for a new car. That's always a possibility too. But you get situations like that. People just don't want to deal with insurance companies, and the fact that your rate goes up after an accident, and you could be paying on time for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You could be like my parents and only had one car accident for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you go hit a small rear end collision, just not a whole lot of damage, but you just need a new front bumper or something, but your rate goes through the freaking roof.
It's not right.
No, it's not. And I don't think the insurance company should be doing that, because we're paying them for a service.
Right.
We expect them to have a service that needs to be there at any time.
Well, I also just want to know, where does all this money go? For instance, I pay $100 a month for insurance.
Right.
That's $1,200 a year. The cost to replace the air hose on my car was $404.
Right.
We don't go through air hoses every day on our car.
No, exactly.
So that's a mechanical failure.
Especially with it when you were driving down the road and it just blew off.
Right. Insurance doesn't cover that stuff. They made that perfectly clear. They say that's what your warranty's supposed to cover.
Right.
And that's why we're talking about the warranty here, too.
Right.
Because I got a car for 5 years on a lease, or a finance.
Finance, right.
And it just makes logical sense that when you finance a car for an X amount of time, you should have an insurance policy that's going to cover that for that X amount of time.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if you keep the car past that time,
right,
and there's no warranty, that's on you. But I got 2 years for a 5-year finance.
Right.
That's not logic.
No.
That is not fair. That is not consumer friendly.
Right. Now, it needs to be more, like you said, more consumer friendly. So, like, when you go into a dealer and say, you buy a car, factory warranty runs out, in 3 years. Say you got a 5-year loan, runs out in 3. Then they should either, they should contact you and say, hey, so-and-so, your factory warranty has run out on your car.
Right.
Would you like us to, I think they should continue the factory warranty at a small cost.
I'm not saying that they didn't contact me. We know there's a lot of lies out there.
Right.
A lot of scams, a lot of
There
deceit.
Is. So how
all I'm seeing is, give us your money, we don't care about you.
Right.
In the common sense of the word. You know I don't talk like that.
Right.
I didn't buy into it.
Because you didn't know if it was real or not.
Right.
I
got flyer after flyer after flyer.
Well, as you know, you could have called them. It could have been some guy in India.
Well, as far as I knew, I had a warranty on my car.
Right.
Because I logically expected a 5-year warranty for a 5-year finance. So I'm thinking I'm being scammed.
Right.
And then I have my air hose blow on me.
And you go in.
I go and find out my warranty expired 2 years into my finance.
Right.
So most people are going to say that's my fault for not paying attention to the details.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But at what point does it become the company's fault for not covering the consumer on things that they normally can't afford?
Right. See, they need to be more, obviously the guy at the service desk at a dealership, that's the one that's writing off the bill. He in himself is just a small portion in this entire big thing. It really starts with companies like Allstate, State Farm, Progressive, Geico. They have the millions and millions and millions of dollars, or billions, I should say.
Yeah, it is billions easy. It's a big scam industry.
Like, Geico's been around for 70 years. Obviously, they're doing something right, but they need to, I'm sorry. All right, and we're back after a slight commercial break. Sorry. Girlfriend needed something. Anyways, no, insurance, the guy at the counter, the guy at the dealer selling you the car, they're just a small portion. Geico and the rest of the insurance companies should be doing more to help the consumer. I mean, that's what they're there for, at least. That's what they're, you're a company. Obviously, you're now the size big enough to be considered big money. You're a big corporation. And what a lot of people will sit here and say is, well, there's probably bills that have probably tried to get passed that helps people like us.
Yeah, but nobody's paid attention to those because
Because
Congress
they
focuses more on their pocketbook than they do the consumer.
Right. So then you have these lobbyists for, because technically speaking, it is illegal for a company to bribe a congressman. But the way they get around it is, it's an indirect donation.
But I have to say this is the indirect donation that has an intention of influencing the persons that are responsible for listening to the consumer to write bills to protect the interest of humanity in the economy, produce an action
Right.
to interrupt the natural growth of the economy, and that's I'm simplifying what I just said even further than what it already is.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not an act of treason? My understanding of treason is going against the people of a country. You're influencing through the use of money to change a lawmaker's ideal. That's treason.
That would be, because you're going against the people's desires.
Right.
Right.
I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong on that, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, comment in below if you disagree with Mike or you think there's another way to do this.
But on another subject, it's not just car insurance that I have a problem with.
Yeah,
We have health insurance.
that's another big issue.
How many people know that their health insurance does not cover them?
I think it's a lot. But I think the other issue is, why is our health insurance so expensive, but we go to the doctor, we still have to pay out a lot?
Right. But you can't control isolated incidents.
No.
It just happened to be the one year I didn't have health insurance that my gallbladder failed on me.
No.
I came out of the hospital with a week with a $75,000 bill. I'm curious how much insurance would pay for that.
In this country, at least, because I know there are other countries that have better health insurance, especially in Europe.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada being one of them. They have higher taxes than we do to pay for it, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why their economy is doing way better and didn't crash in 2008.
Cuba's another example of that.
So
is Australia.
Yeah, over in Europe, it's the same thing. Europe, Finland, Holland, countries like that. They've been the countries I've seen the most on the internet. Sweden. Those are the countries I've seen the most where they've really put their people first.
And those countries prosper better than most.
It's kind of like your country is pretty much, you can use the same example as a company. Like Walmart. Like, if you take care of your employees, you take care of your people of your country.
Costco's an example of that, like we were discussing earlier.
Yeah. If you take care of your civilians, right? Because your civilians are the ones that drive the economy. They're the ones that go to work every day, and they're the ones that spend money at businesses to drive the economy.
Like, I
need to start taking a look at other countries.
Well, you don't have... I mean, it's been going on for so long.
Right.
A lot of people tell me when I'm talking with them, well, Finland, Sweden, Australia, those are small countries.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, they say these small countries can make these changes, like Iceland going money-free.
Right.
It's not so easy to change 307 million people.
No. Because the issue you run into is, and we all have these great ideas. I mean, we definitely need some sort of social change. 370 million people, like, if you look at a map of our country, you have 48 contiguous states, plus the Alaska and Hawaii. Just like when a president goes around the country to tour, they take 1.5 to 2 years to tour the entire country. Imagine if you had to try to go see every single person in this entire country.
It's not possible.
Right.
That's where choice comes in.
Right. But that's like the insurance companies, the health insurance companies, any type of insurance company, whether you're home insurance, renter's insurance, they need to cover things that are more realistically to happen. Like, if you call your insurance company right now and say, hey, would you cover me if my engine blew out and I needed a new car? Probably. But would you cover me if I had a hole in my catalytic converter and it was a $300 fix at a shop? No.
Right.
It's more likely that you would lose an air hose than your transmission falling out of your car.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's like there's a commercial, I'm sure some of you have already seen it. There's a commercial where it's not even on the radio, where this guy's calling home insurance, right? and he's like, well, do you guys cover repairs on like your refrigerator, washer and dryer? And the lady on the phone's like, no, but we do cover zombie attacks, and we do cover the plague.
Where's the reality in that? I have to ask. Where is the reality?
There is no reality in that.
When was the last time a zombie apocalypse broke out?
Never.
When was the last time a plague broke out?
Never.
No, a plague did break
well,
out.
yeah, way
Back in the Dark Ages,
Yeah.
kind of around there.
the Black Plague, but that
Okay.
was what hundreds of.
We've since then evolved past that.
Yeah, exactly. So again, but I think the insurance companies are still living in the Dark Ages.
Because it's all about their personal gain.
Right, but they haven't done anything to.
I mean,
Evolve.
some people ask, how do we change this?
Right,
Well, think about what controls the insurance companies.
money is one of them.
No. You got to go down to a person level here.
Okay,
What controls insurance companies?
the people.
The people.
Right. So if the people want change,
Well, I'm just saying, you and I can't go into an insurance company and change the business operations.
no, because it's up to the people in the insurance company.
Right. We got to convince them.
Right.
So how do we convince them? These are stepping stones.
Right.
Everybody says immediately go to Congress, write your congressman, call your congressman. Well, the most that's going to do is make them, in the effort to be reelected, it's going to make them not listen to the lobbyist.
Right.
That only goes so far.
Right.
We need to change the insurance companies. So, if you're not already, befriend the people that run these companies.
Mm-hmm.
Help them understand that there is a better prosperity, not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever you want to put it as.
Right.
There's a lot better growth than just profits.
So, in closing, basically, I would like to, we had a very great discussion today. So tell us what you think. Tell us, how should we change the way insurance companies do business? How should we change the way health insurance companies do business? How can we drive down the costs of, say, being healthy or owning a car or owning a house,
What do you think is right?
Right.
What have you suffered from?
Yeah.
What do you wish would change? Focus on that. Share your story.
Mm-hmm.
Help us to understand how we're going to progress past this corruption of the insurance industry.
Right. So let us know in the comments below, and we will see you next time on Rant with Ryan. Have a good day, guys.